officially 13 days to the kickoff of the 2023 African Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. And today, of course, we'll be going to Cape Verde to look at how they're preparing for another participation on the continent. Welcome to Sport Africa. It is Daily Countdown. My name is Ashalola Femi. And as usual, of course, James Arabian Kade, we started this journey together. Guys, once again, welcome to our Daily Countdown.
Thank you very much, Femi. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Yeah, thank you, Femi. Happy to be here today.
Of course. So to our fans around the world, we appreciate you so much for your support. Please share our videos and whatever you think we need to do more, please indicate in the comment section, because the AFCON is almost there. We told you that the journey has not even begun yet. And of course, our Daily Countdown, we are almost there now. Today, we'll be going to the camp of Cape Verde. If Cape Verde, they are one of the regular faces you see in AFCON these days, and you see them participate very well, even in the qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers, AFCON qualifiers, they're always there. And one thing with them is that they can be a pain to you whenever they choose to. You can ask the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Now, how would you describe Cape Verde, in the past few years? How would you describe their football? Because they are gradually emerging, though not making that impact yet, but there's this level of consistency that we've seen with them.
I've said this time without number, Femi, that Cape Verde are like one of the rising powerhouses in African football, because they do not have the regular popular names that we know. We tend to overlook them. Most of their players are based in Portugal, and they have quite a number of them. Some are Portuguese born, some just are based in Portugal. And from what we've seen in the immediate past, especially against Nigeria, in games against Nigeria, and even at the AFCON, you find out that they're a very, very difficult team to break down. You require something extra to beat Cape Verde. They are not flashy, but they get the work done. So for me, while I'm not losing my head to tip them to do great things, I feel if you're going to get points off Cape Verde, then you have to definitely work for it. That's how good they are and how much they have progressed in the last few years.
Okay, James, let's look at the past few years. When you talk about Cape Verde, like just like how they are succinctly puts it, they are a decent side. I remember the pain they almost cost Nigeria during the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualified, the preliminary stage when Genotro was still in charge. Now they've qualified since 2013. They've qualified for the fourth AFCON, including the one for 2023, because 2013 they were there, 2015, 2021, and of course 2023 they will be there. What should we be expecting from them? Bearing in mind of what Kyle has said, and of course what you also know, because like I said, they're almost a regular fixture when it comes to Nigeria in the same group.
Yeah, Cape Verde. I think I first got to notice them. That was in 2013 when they played against the Super Eagles in a friendly game before the 2013 AFCON, and I mean the Super Eagles had to settle for a draw because the Cape Verdean they did well and in that game, and they even went to the AFCON and they did also they expressed themselves well. I think they took out one top team. I think they even got out of the group stage, if I'm not mistaken. So over the years they've been turning out decent results. They're not that kind of team that you feel you can just overrun like that. I mean, they will give you a decent game. They will match you with everything. And even when you eventually win, you know that you've gone through something. You've experienced a tough encounter. So they are just that kind of team that it's more for that. For me, I can even call them a boogie team for the Super Eagles, because when you want to look at them like the pedigree when it comes to Super Eagles, but when they get to the pitch, I mean, you know that you are in for a different ball game entirely. They almost took out the Super Eagles in the qualifiers. The Super Eagles had to force them to draw. They had the last chance that would have kicked the Super Eagles out of the qualifiers right there in the preliminary stage. They almost defeated the Super Eagles right here in Nigeria. So for them going to their fourth AFCON, it shows progression. It shows that they are going steadily, and who knows, one day they will just have this, who knows, maybe this will be their bounce and the AFCON where they go all the way. Find, you might want to say, okay, maybe they will be one of those teams that will get to maybe the third best placed team. But who say they cannot even qualify among the top two from their group? Because these are the kind of things that when you look down on them, they have a way of stinging you. Before you know it, they are gone. This is a team that will stretch the big teams. And if you look down on them, Femi, you're going to have yourself to blame.
All right, okay. Kyle, let's look at what you said earlier. Of course, they have players scattered all over Europe. If you look through their professional list, you see where their players play. They play for quite decent clubs in Europe, though not in the A list of the Real Madrid, the Arsenal, but they play for not so small teams across Europe. And then the same group with the Ghana, with Egypt, and of course Mozambique. Do you think they can take advantage of any slip up, even from Egypt, Ghana? Let's even say, okay, Mozambique, they might have an advantage over Mozambique, but Ghana particularly, because if you look at even the group phase of 2026 World Cup qualifiers, now Morocco is stopping Ghana. Comoros, they have 6 points. Ghana, the Black Stars have only 3 points. Do you think they can take advantage of any slip up from even any of the teams in the group?
Traditionally, you expect Egypt to start slow and get into the competition, and I can bet you Egypt will get one of the tickets from that group. That I'm sure of. Yeah, the remaining ticket will be up for grabs between Ghana, Cape Verde, and Mozambique. And if preparations are anything to go by, Ghana have been extremely disappointing. They have struggled thus far and have still not shown signs of a team that is aware of its limited abilities and
challenges
and everything and challenges. And so, if care is not taken, let me repeat again that we could see a replay of 1998 AFCON. In 1998, mark my words, Femi, in 1998, Burkina Faso hosted their Ghana's neighbors to the north. Ghana, after saying they were going to camp somewhere, they eventually camped in a place called Bogatanga. It is up north, very close to Burkina Faso. At the end of the day, when they got to Burkina Faso, which they just strode across the border into Ouagadougou, they were only able to win one game. They lost to Togo and one other country in their group, meaning they were knocked out in the first round. Do you see the same thing playing out this year? They are going to Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is their neighbors to the west. They just have to cross Elubo, and they are in Ivorian territory. Now they were going to camp in South Africa. They are going to camp in UAE. Now they are back home, camping at home.
What are you insinuating?
I'm just saying. I'm just
Ghanaians are watching.
Ghanaians
are watching.
Yes, I know. I'm just drawing parallels between 1998 and 2024. That if care is not taken, Ghana might be shocked. And as a matter of fact, they even had a let me say, much more prominent team at that time, because that team had Apelipele, had Yeboah, had Sike Akuno, and all of the players of that era. Yet they were knocked out in the first round. I am afraid for Ghana, they could be setting the stage for a repeat of that bad episode if care is not taken. Against a team like Cape Verde that doesn't know when it is beating, against a team like Egypt, they might find themselves, Femi, I am very, very afraid for the Black Stars.
Despite the stars, the array of stars in the Black Stars.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So Kyle is sounding that note of warning, or is sounding that alarm that every one of us should watch out for Cape Verde at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations, and I totally agree with him. James, as we round up now, we've talked about the growth of football on the continent. Now, countries that you find their national team players playing just at home. You find a lot of them playing abroad now. And of course, like Cape Verde, you see a lot of them, like I said, they play in Portugal, play for other decent teams across Europe. Do you think that they will take that advantage to the AFCON? And would that add to the quality of a side that we will see in Cote d'Ivoire?
Yeah, like I said, they've always been this team that any big thing that come across them, you sweat for even if you're going to win, you're not going to just trash them. Not if you are playing like a Sao Tome, You know that if you're not even Ghana had a taste of them. I think they were grouped with the Black Stars and the qualifiers for this AFCON, if I'm not mistaken. And we all remember what happened. They had to rely on the last game before they were able to. That's the Black Stars, So, Femi, I'm looking out for Cape Verde. They have decent team. They have different players, just like what you mentioned. Players who play for decent sides. But the only thing about teams like this, Femi, is that consistency. They might do well in this tournament. In the next tournament, we expect them to have, make a kind of a progress. By the end of the day, they kind of, I don't know, maybe because of expectations. They did well in 2013. In the following edition, we didn't really see much. So there's always this issue of consistency from them because all eyes just be on there. You know that this thing that you're going to play against, you never can tell what will come up from them. So they are not that consistent. But Betty Femi, this AFCON, I'm looking out for them to ruffle a couple of feathers. And if the big teams in their group fail to live up to expectation, I mean, Femi, I won't be surprised if they qualify as maybe who say they cannot even top the group. Since funny things happen at the AFCON, Burkina Faso in 2013 when they had last Nigeria, Zambia, and Ethiopia. But Burkina Faso, you saw the way they just went all the way to the final.
Yeah.
They topped the group. They said Ghana, the Super Eagles had to sweat before they were able to stop them. So sometimes we have teams like that. So who says Cape Verde cannot do a Burkina Faso on us in this AFCON?
Okay, all right. Well said, James. Tomorrow is the first day in the year 2024. I pray that, of course, God will keep all of us alive to witness the beginning of another year. Of course, we are still counting down to the kickoff of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations that will be played in 2024. So we see you all in the new year when we'll come with another daily countdown on Sports Africa. James Agberebi and Kayode, it's been a fantastic journey with you guys, and I know that will continue next year. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you very much, Femi.
Yeah, thank you, Femi.
So our next show will be in the new year, 2024, January 1, and it's going to be an awesome year for all of us. I'm certainly optimistic. And we're still counting. Are we going to be having a new champion at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire? We'll wait to see. It is not so far away now. I remain Achalo Femi. We'll see you all in the new year. Bye for now.